Hi, Rajat. How are you?
Hi Rajat.
Hey, Shivani. I'm good.
All right. Uh, okay, Shivani, you can just tell him what would be the process.
Rajat, this is a simple interview, okay? We're going to be asking you a very conventional question, very general questions in an HR round, okay? So let's go. Hi
Okay.
Rajat, can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
You're in mute, actually. Rajat, you're in mute.
Start over.
Oh, sorry. Good evening, guys. Myself, Rajit Yadav. I am from Agra. I completed my BTech from GLE University in the field of electronics and communication. And currently, I am working in Aon on the position of configuration analyst. I am working in the organization from last 1 year and 6 months. And I am here to give my interview for my formal procedures again for the positions in your well-being organization. So here, it is my professional in information. Now comes to my family background. There, I have three members in my family: my father, my mother, and my sister. My father is a government employee, and my mother is a housewife, and my sister is pursuing MBA. That's all.
All right, Rajat. Rajat, can you tell me, this position is for a data analyst, right?
Yeah,
And since you're a configuration analyst, right?
yeah.
So, there are many tools and technologies that would be different. How do you cope up? How would you cope up?
Yeah, Suraj. Actually, in my organization, we work on configuration analyst profile. We work just under the role which is mentioned as data analyst, and we are uh, we are quite good in the knowledge regarding data analyst role, and we are working in the same field. Bit not just totally in the data analyst field, but we have a bit of knowledge for what the things are required for data analyst role, and we are working on that.
Rajat, how much percentage you were having in your graduation?
In graduation, I have pursued 7.6 CGPA,
And
which
how
is
much in your intermediate?
in intermediate it is 69%.
69.
Yeah,
You were from CBSE, right?
yeah.
Any specific reasons of 69 percentage?
Because in the last exam, I got an accident. I got just met an accident just a day before the physics exam, so there I scored a less marks.
And you can ask.
I wasn't able to prepare well and gave my best in my examinations.
All right. Rajat, tell me about your strengths and weaknesses.
My strengths are I am very good in maintaining the bond between the team and going being cooperative with all the colleagues, and I am also good at handling the team and maintaining a proper guidance and proper procedure to complete a task. I am uh, very I am very target oriented person. I just focus on my targets to complete them on time and to do the much and the best I can do in the things. And for my weaknesses, I do get anxious during hard times, or we can say in the times where I had to face some challenges or some things. And I am very I get more involved, or I can say I go deep in the issue when I face some challenges, and that will leads me sometimes to some trouble.
Rajat, can you tell me a scenario where you have shown your strength in the past?
Yeah, in my college projects, I have shown my strengths for team building and handling a team properly. In our final project for our BTech, there were a situation where we were all having a contrast or conflict, I can say, between two of the members are saying that we have to go with the third option, and me and my other colleague, classmate, were opting for the second. So there I like tackled or the hold the situation and let them do their task, and I managed my task. And meanwhile, I was maintaining all the group, hold the group, and letting them that letting them know that their task is taking much time and much efforts than our option.
Rajat,
So
can you tell me what are the good things about your current organization, and how much you gonna be rating yourself, your current organization out of 10?
for my current organization, I can rate them 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10, and that is because the culture was very good in my organization. They treat their employees very well. They give us all the requirements that a employee need to be good in a organization. They support us well. They give us proper knowledge and proper training for the task. But the point where I just gave 8 and not 10, the 2 points, is because there are I feel that there is so much corporate politics is going on, and they are focusing more on the employees that are more that are less in technical knowledge, but higher in making the team and all that. Whereas organization where in a technical terms, organization must have to make a ratio to focus more on the technical skills. And yeah,
Rajat,
team building.
see, like
First.
we
Yeah,
are a startup, okay? We are
sure.
not like big companies like Aon, right?
Hmm.
As you said, like you give 8 out of 10, right? The work
Hmm.
culture is quite good.
Hmm.
In startup like us, there would be more load of work, right? There would be a lot
Yeah.
of work and no flexibility of timing. How would you
Okay.
cope up since like you've been coming up with a well organized company? How would you be like, handle the situation in our startup company?
Suraj, I think that workload is directly proportional to the growth and directly proportional to the knowledge of a person that he or she gets in their technical field or the time period when they are working. As you mentioned that it is a startup and there is much load. I can say that in the Aon, we already have that much load. We are working like 12 to 16 hours a day without like complaining to the organization or our mentors or leaders. So I think that is necessary if
So
you
Rajat, like
want.
as you said, like political interference are there in your organization, in your current
Political
organization.
interference are there. I feel that because in our organization I saw that many of the colleagues are coming from references, and references are someone is referring their relatives or their friends or someone. So they are taking their references for the better roles or positions apart from the persons who deserves that position.
So
The
political
total.
interference are everywhere, right? Like you will be
Yeah,
finding it everywhere.
everywhere. But
So how would
yeah,
you be running?
I totally agree with your point that political relations are everywhere in the all the organizations. But I see that this is a much from the other organizations, as I see from
So like
environment.
you said, like this is your first job, right? You haven't seen the second job. Like how can you
No,
compare
this is
this?
my second job.
This is your
I did
first
my
job,
first job.
second job,
Yeah, this is my second job.
second one.
Yeah,
What was
I
your
did.
first job?
My first job was in SIFI organization where I worked for 4 months
Why you
on
left?
the position. I left because of some conflicts between me and my manager that happened in the heat of the moment. And
That one
uh,
was pretty bad. Okay. All
yeah,
right. My question are finished. Shivani, you can ask.
All right. So I was going to ask you, how do you handle pressure and stress and anxiety? But you already said that that is one of your weaknesses. All right. So I want to know, are you doing something to cope up with that? Are you working on it?
yeah, I am totally working on it. Probably my not the best. I don't think that that will be not be the best technique what I am following, but I try to analyze things before committing to them or before starting any solution or that. I try to analyze the problem and I will try to like make 3 or 4 options that I can try, and then taking some suggestions from my mentors or leadership, because I am just new to the industry and I have not that much knowledge for the things. So that is what I am trying for the currently, like 3 to 4 months. I am making analyzing the problem and taking some solutions, and then going to my leaderships, and then being after being confident that I can do that, then I'll move to that direction and start my work. And yeah, from like my previous experiences to my current experience, like the project I'm currently working on, I felt that I am being quite confident in the things. And yeah, I am handling more pressure and more workload than before without getting anxious or worried about my confidence or working culture.
Okay.
Did
Shivani?
you yeah, yes.
Yeah, you can continue. Sorry, sorry.
I also want to ask, did you experience some sort of difficulty while working, and how were you able to overcome that situation?
Yeah, there
Was
is.
there any situation like that?
Yeah, there were many situations where I have faced many of the difficulties in my work experience till now, like handling some situation and getting stuck in between and getting like worried for the procedure and something. So at that time, I have analyzed my mistakes and got a solution that apart from wasting time on getting worried and getting like being nervous or being like thinking that I am something less from others, you can just go to someone and ask or seek their help to resolve that issue on time or before the time, so that it will, yeah, it some people feel like going to someone for seeking help, and that will make them feel lower or like they have lesser knowledge, but that doesn't happen much. If you take help, you will building relationships between you and others. That is the first point, and the second point, you are getting that knowledge which you must have not, because if you had that knowledge, you were working well. But if you are seeking help, you are taking knowledge, you are doing your task on time, and you are like doing everything greatly.
So, Sarajat, you have a total of 2 years experience, right? So, how would you compare the Rajat 2 years ago from now?
The
In a
Rajat,
very few words, if you can put it.
the very few words I can say, I have built my confidence. I have built my team building strategy. I have learned to seek help and get proper knowledge, which I was like in my college. I have to say that I am a bit not arrogant, but I have like some ego that I don't have to go. I can do anything by myself by doing the research, and in that way, I was losing my time to do the task on the timelines. But now I am doing my task on the timelines. So that is the main thing that I have seen in myself that have changed and getting me to the growth very much.
All right, Rajat.
Okay, yeah, my questions are finished
Yeah,
now.
mine too. So let's just get into the feedback part. Okay, shall I or you start, Shivani?
Yeah, compared to our first mock interviews, I've observed that you are not rambling that much, and you have organized your thoughts and whatever things that you want to say. So that is something that you worked on. But again, you kind of messed up your tell me about yourself
Okay.
part. Yeah, you
Yes,
messed it up a bit.
I
Little
So you
confusing,
should
but
have prepared for it because it went wrong for the first time.
yeah,
So a little bit work required there.
sure. I have followed your technique that you mentioned that you can try by
Go
in.
with flow in an ascending order. Come
Yeah,
from school, college, and your personal background to your work experience. So
exactly.
that order would be nice.
okay, sure.
So
I'll take
I
that.
guess like Shivani already have mentioned that thing, right? You were little
Mm,
confused in starting, right?
yeah,
I know that it happened like when you start, you initiate the process, right? It happened.
yes,
But yeah, when you executed, it was good. As like the times goes, right? You were more confident than before. Uh, Second thing I wanted to mention over here is the same stuff which was missed by Saket also. That you're not mentioning that you're upskilling yourself. Whenever
I
a
think.
recruiter is giving you an opportunity that tell me about yourself, something like that,
Mhm.
you need to come up
Okay.
by telling them that you are not only working, you're upskilling yourself. So at that time you
Oh,
need to mention your certifications. Yeah, sure.
mhm.
Yeah, the time when he asked you, you're moving from one role to another. So you could have mentioned
Exactly.
that you're upskilling yourself. So this word upskill has now become a very crucial thing to say. So if you, keep on using it,
Mhm.
people, that would give a very good impression on your interviewer.
Okay, like I can say that I am working on the current role, but I am upskilling my technical knowledge and technical
Data
skills
science, you
for.
should be saying this thing because see, you would be interviewing for a data analyst or a data scientist, right? So the recruiter is also from that side. Okay?
Yeah.
So what you would be saying that you are very fond of all these things, right? From
Okay.
starting, when you start
Okay.
your company, when you start working, you're very fond of that, so you start learning. So
Yeah.
and also you're doing a certification program that is,
Mm-hmm.
you're upskilling yourself in these fields and skills, and now you feel you're quite confident that you can work on much more diversified skills and technologies. So that's why
Yeah.
you're looking for an opportunity like this, right? So it would not only justify that you are quite capable of work, and also reflect your positive end that you never stop learning, keep on learning, you're upskilling yourself. You can also tell them that yeah, yeah, sure, you wanted to say.
So this thing is basically called self promotion, and we'll
Exactly.
go through it. And I'll prepare a session for this.
Mhm.
Self promotion is very important,
Exactly.
where you're telling about your strength and weaknesses. You have to even tell your weaknesses in such way that you're like working on them. The part where you mentioned you can't handle stress sometimes. So
Yeah.
there you could have mentioned that you're working on it and you're finding ways to cope up with that. So that
And
would help.
very, very bad thing I noticed was, corporate politics, right? Do not mention it anyway, please.
Okay.
Okay? If you mention it,
Yes,
you can
that
cover it in with
kinda
a
sound,
positive note
yeah.
also. Yeah, sorry, sorry, Shubham.
This sounds like a complaint. So avoid that. Try to avoid that because people are not going to listen to your, whatever personal grudge you're holding.
Yes.
So avoid that
And
because it doesn't sound professional.
yes,
Like
and one more
we
thing.
here as friends and here we can listen to you
Mhm.
totally. It's fine, but try to avoid it in the coming interviews.
Sure.
Uh,
Definitely, I keep that in mind.
Wanted to mention one more thing that you said, like you have some bridges with your past manager. That is the reason you left your job, right? Okay,
No,
that was
we had a conflict.
that is something which is negative, right? Do not mention it. Okay,
Sure.
if you, let's say, see, one thing which you can do is you can drop this experience also, because that was only 4 months. Although
Mhm.
if you wanted to keep it, then keep it in a positive way, right? Like you found a better opportunity, or you found more relevant opportunity, that's why you
Okay.
switch. Do not say it like this, I have like some conflicts with my manager, and that's why. You never know, like your next manager would be like this, then
Yeah,
not
that
good
will
enough.
make a negative
So
impact. Yeah.
that is something which is bad, and yeah, need not
Like
go
you
through
could
many
say
things.
that your interest did not align with the interest of your team leader or your company. So like try to use positive words even if you're trying to tell the real thing.
Okay. Yeah.
It's
Sure.
it's
Try to
it's
use
all
more
about, like,
positive words.
yeah, it's all about polishing at the end the positive thing.
Mhm.
Whenever you are saying any, it's happened also in the weakness part. Whenever you
Mhm.
are reflecting your weaknesses, polish it at the end with positive note that you're working on that, right? So
Sure.
that things would be like this. All right, so that's all from my end. Shivani, anything to add on?
No, Rajat has improved a lot. He's not rambling. That was one thing he was doing a lot in his past mock interview. So he overcame that. So yeah, very good.
Good
Thank you.
improvement, Rajat.
Let's
Okay, Rajat,
yeah.
this whole session is recorded, right? So you can check that session on LMS also, so that you can better, you know, see this
Also
thing.
learn. You can also learn from others, like Saket and Darshita, where their interview gone wrong
They were also very good,
and
right?
what they were good at. So yeah,
Okay, sure. I'll do. I'll
All
go
right.
through.
Thank you, Rajat. Thank you for the
thank
time,
you.
and thank you, Shivani, also for the time.